I began by measuring 2 inches from the inside of the top and bottom lip to mark 14 inches around the barrel for the ends of the lid, and then for the long sides I just chalked a line across. I flipped the barrel over directly opposite of the center of the lid. I cut 6-inch holes for the stovepipe, and also in the floor of my trailer I cut the 6-inch holes, as you can see. Cut the long ends of the barrel first and install your latches and your hinges so you don't have to try and hold everything in place later on. And once you have those installed, then cut the short ends of your lid, and then cut some plywood blocks and hold them up against the screws of the latches and the hinges, and screw the screws into that plywood just to reinforce that, give it a bit more structure. I had some firewood that I just threw up against the bottom of the barrel and the floor, and I screwed them in from the inside of the barrel just to keep it from rolling and to give it stability, a bit of support once all the feed is in there. As you'll see on the next picture, I left about 1.5 to 2 inches of extra stovepipe sticking through the barrel to slit and fold over and screwed into place, and also allow for better feed flow. Now here you can tell above the stovepipe there's the 2 deck screws that I screwed into the firewood, and it ended up being very stable. So that's about 36 inches between the barrel and the feeder, the length of pipe that I needed for my setup here. Now with empty feeders, I was able to put in roughly 18 5-gallon pails of feed, and I was a little concerned with having cut the lid that long that the barrel would start to buckle a bit or push out on the cut edges, and that the lid would not close nicely, but that was not the case. It worked really well. So I've got 2 feeders set up, and I did 2 for the reason, 2 pipes through the floor for the reason I could keep my feeders apart and the chickens can get in between them, around them nicely, instead of just having one splitting off to 2. I used a pipe flange cover that would close the whole top of the feeder, and then had a 7-inch opening, and then I just used a 7 to 6-inch reducer to go to the pipe that went into the feeder. And here's me. I just got this in slow-mo. I'm pouring feed in. I filled up the one end of the barrel, and then this is just showing how it flows into the pipe. It flowed in really well, but to be fair, I had the other side fairly full already. So obviously some feed is going to get stuck in the barrel. It won't all flow into these holes into the feeders. This was not originally what I intended to build. I had hopes of building a wooden feeder with the floor or the bottom slanting towards the back, where I was going to attach these stovepipes to, so that it would all empty. But due to COVID, everything became quite expensive, and I didn't really have the time. I had the barrel. All I had to buy was the hardware and the stovepipe, so I thought, well, even if some of the feed stays in there, most of it will go out and save me from having to go feed the chickens every day. Got 50 chickens, 5 roosters, 45 laying hens, and so this will allow us to go away for the weekend and know that they'll be taken care of. So I'll probably end up replacing this yet, but if you're looking for something temporary or that's not too fancy, this is quick, it's simple to make. You can see this bottom flange here. The reason why I left that flange was just to allow for more stability and strength in the barrel. If you had cut it all the way up to the edge, you probably wouldn't have a lot of strength left to keep it from bowing out. So all in all, I'm very happy the way it turned out. I'm very happy how the barrel's holding up with the stovepipe, how the feed is feeding down into the feeders. So we'll see how this works. Any questions or comments, leave them below.